Thank you for coming and joining my stream. I'm trying to teach and show people how easy it is to roast coffee at home. I'm going to go ahead and get this started, and then I'm going to go over everything that I got going on here. We're doing 2 pounds today. So I have just 2 different bags of coffee here, 1 pound each. It's green beans I get from Sweet Maria's. I have no affiliation with them, it's just where I get all my stuff. Alright, so it seems I forgot to plug my roaster in, so let me get a power cord over here real quick. It's always something. I just set up a different stream. I was doing another live stream earlier on another channel, and I converted everything over, but I plugged everything in except for my most important thing, the roaster. All right, there we go. Fix this cord. Okay, so I do these streams just to try to show everybody how easy it is to roast your own coffee. Especially now that everything's getting out of control cost-wise. With you know, Starbucks and all these coffee shops, price of coffee going up, wages going up, costing coffee prices to go up. So I've been doing this for quite a few years at home. 3 to 4 years. I don't know, maybe 5. I don't even remember now. I've been doing it so long. I'm on my second roaster here. I want to talk about the roaster because that's really important, because I found that you can't get this roaster anymore. Amazon doesn't have them in stock anymore. There used to be a bunch of sellers that had them, and now I can't find them anywhere. Somebody had sent me a comment regarding the roaster and asking if the one they were looking at was the right one. And that's when I found out the roaster that I would have here is not available. There's a larger one available. And, you know, with Amazon, you know, all the roasters will work. The process is pretty much the same across the board. I like this one here because it goes on a gas burner. They have another one that's a little bit larger. It's still about the same price, but it holds more beans. I think it's like it holds like 4 pounds of beans maybe. It's just larger in size. It's the same basic setup. It's you know, rotating just like this one here. It has a place where you can put the thermometer right through the side right here. And it's a K-type thermometer that I'm using here, and it's on a wire. And I actually just fixed this thermometer. You see up here, my temperature is 138 degrees right now. So I bought just new thermocouples, the wire that connects to the sensor there, to the thermometer. And I bought a new wire for that one. Plus I also bought a new type of, I'm gonna turn around this way here to show you. This one right over here. This is brand new. I don't have it actually plugged in and going because I can't fit both of those in there at the same time. So I was just going to show you the one right here, I got it working. It's my original one that I got from Sweet Maria's. We're at 174 degrees, and this is the important thing here, especially if you're new to roasting. Temperature is your key. Once we start getting to 400 degrees, I need to really start paying attention to what's going on. Because about 415 is when you're going to start getting into your really light roasts. And from 415 to 450 is your range, basically, where you're going to go from light to dark. So there's just that small window of temperature that you need to watch for and wait for. I'm shooting for 435 today. I've been doing about 425 to 430 lately. Today I'm going to 435, 440 because I like my coffee just a little bit darker. I feel like with my temperature probe problems that I've been having lately, it hasn't been dark enough for me. The flavor just hasn't been quite rich enough. So I have a really different setup going today. I've got it so that, hey, you can see me. You know, I've had a couple people comment to me about that. How come we never see you? I usually set it up outside in my backyard, but we actually got snow on Friday, so it's been cold. The snow has melted, but it's supposed to start raining here in a little bit. So I set everything up in the garage. Basically same setup I do for my other live that I do on a different channel. And I got a bunch of different camera views going. I did an overhead view because I actually have a camera mounted to my garage door, so we can look straight down on it. That's this view right down here. And this is so you can just kind of see everything that's going on. We got the roaster down here. We've got my, well, I'll show you right here. Actually, I'll show you right here. So this is my colander with my fan. It's just a cyclone fan with a colander. We're going to use that at the very end to cool the beans and to dechafe and degas. I call it decarb, degas. Basically, the process of letting the air, letting the beans kind of air out, and that's more of a 24-hour process of decarbing. When you do a roast, you basically want to let your beans sit out and breathe for about a day, 24 hours before you start drinking it. We actually ran out of coffee yesterday, and we've been using my espresso that I had made a few weeks ago. And this is kind of what my espresso is looking like right there. Let's see if I can get my hands in there. Oh man, it's really hard to do. Anyways, it's a really dark and oily bean. It's really good though. Oh my God. We had it this morning and I just really liked it. I put 2 shots of espresso in one of my cups this morning. It was really great. Anyways, so I'm gonna turn this down because man, we are cranking right now. We're already over 300 degrees. And just because I got my thermometer fixed doesn't mean I'm gonna necessarily trust it. I'm going to watch the temperature, but I'm also going to watch what the beans are looking like in my window right here. Because I just want to make sure that my thermometer is reading correctly. I'm going to actually change the probes out. I'm going to try to put this other probe in, see how that works. So, and I can see in the window here, I can see that they're starting to get a little bit of color to them. We've got some of the outer skin burning off, which is called chafe. As it's temping, as it's roasting and getting hotter. And what we're doing is we're basically cooking the moisture out of it. Basically, we're heating it to the point to where the moisture is going to evaporate. And in that evaporation, the beans are going to expand. And when they expand, the shell, the outer covering is going to start coming off, and that's what's there. And that's what's called the dechafing process at the very end, where all the chafe that's left over in the drum, we're going to dump it into our colander. I have 2 colanders, 1 for each pound since we're doing 2 pounds. And we're going to put the beans into the colander and we're going to shake them over the fan so it blows all the chafe out. Now it's going to make a mess, and when I do it in my garage here, it makes a mess, but I just blow it out. I've got everything set up right at the edge of my garage door. And because I'm doing it in my garage, I do have my garage door open. I think you can probably see it in some of these views. You can see out into my driveway here. Got my lawnmowers set up out here. because I basically just got the rest of my garage set up here. I mean, it's not a studio, but it's just a semi, you know, setup for what I do with some of these lives and stuff like that. So today we have a Kenya, Sweet Maria's, and I have a subscription to Sweet Maria's. Every 2 months they send me, and here's the Ethiopia. Every 2 months they send me 8 pounds of green beans, green dry beans. Okay, so the thermometer says we're at 374. So the temperature's still rising. So with this new thermometer that I got, let me see if I can point to it right over here. So this gray one, it actually has 2 probes on it. It's actually a meat thermometer. I was kind of stressed out, well, not stressed out, but I was kind of disappointed when I got it because I thought that it was not going to go to the temperature I wanted it to go to. I'm going to slow this roast down just a little bit more by turning this down. Again, I can see the beans in the window. They're starting to get some color. But what I'm trying to make sure of is that the temperature point is going to be right. I'm sorry, with us being in the garage here, the view on the beans there is not as good as I had been hoping. Let me see if I can adjust this here for you. Okay, so we just had our first good sign. I heard the first crack. So the cracking of the beans is kind of like a popcorn sound. And when you start hearing the cracks, that means you have 2 cracks. You have the first crack and you have the second crack. First crack starts coming. It's just the beans expanding, the moisture, evaporating out of there, and the beans are expanding. So now we're getting a pretty good consistent crack, and what we're going to do is we're going to start monitoring the temperature. It says we're at 423 right now. Yeah, I really don't know how much I buy that, looking at the color of it. So that's the one thing with my new thermometer. It has I don't know how to turn it off. It has an alarm on it. And I have it set for 425. It's kind of weird. Temperature went up to 425 and then it went down. Okay. So I can tell by the sound, I don't know if you can hear the cracking. I try to get close to it so you can hear it. The cracking is getting into the second crack where it's starting to crack and pop a lot more. Got some smoke coming out of the drum itself. Those are the good signs that we're almost done. Plus the aroma, the smell of the beans roasting is really good. It says we're at 428. So I'm trusting the process right now with this new thermometer that we're getting to a good point. I kind of want to put the other thermometer in though. Let's see if I can grab this. I may have turned the heat down just a little bit too much. So I'm going to try to get it back up temperature-wise. Like I say, I'm just kind of looking in the window here to see what we're looking like. I still feel like it's not quite there yet. So I'm going to turn this back up and I'm going to let it get to 430 and hope that we're there. And that's kind of the thing with roasting, you know, if you feel like you're getting out of control, it's getting too hot too quick, you can turn that flame down, you can slow the process down. And that's also a method that roasters use in the roasting houses, they have a schedule, a format. They follow a template of temperature, of rising and lowering temperatures, holding temperatures, adding air at certain temperatures, those sorts of things to build their flavor. Yeah, I can see now that the color is definitely coming back in. We're almost at 4:30. So I'm going to pay attention a little bit more to what's going on over here. I'm going to get my gloves ready. Oh yeah. I let it go just a little bit too long, but that's okay, because that's what I like. So I'm just going to kind of do them here both together, and then I'm going to separate them. Try to get it to stop its roast and cool down. At least it's cold enough out. We should do it. Yeah, I got a nice good dark roast on this. And I did kind of rush the process a little bit. I had the temperature up pretty good. It's pretty cold out, so usually, and I try to get these lives done a lot quicker. Today I definitely did a good job of doing that. So I think with the garage in the background, the garage door, you can kind of get a good sense of the amount of chafe that is coming out of the top here as I'm shaking it. It's getting all over the place. And depending upon the drying process when the beans are picked, some of the different drying processes affect the roasting process and the amount of chafe. That's just kind of what I've noticed. So this is going to take just a couple of minutes to get done here. So what I was trying to say about the roasters is, you know, there's a couple of different types. There's an open basket type roaster. That basically is like a screen drum. And that's kind of like what I used when I first started roasting. And the only thing I didn't like about that roaster was I didn't seem to get a very consistent roast with it. So when I got this Strom roaster, I didn't know how well it was going to work for me. It wasn't something I was used to, and I actually really like it because I feel like it just does a nice even roast. And very consistent. And I don't know if you saw there, but I had the flame pretty high. Now I haven't talked about my burner, and I always refer to it as the Red Knob high pressure burner. I don't know if you're familiar with the, camping type grills. This is like a turkey fryer type burner. I got a high BTU output. It's like, now I forgot, it's like 225,000 BTUs or something like that. And I got it on Amazon. It was like about $80, $85. And It's just the high output burner. Like I said, 225,000 BTUs, I believe it is. But the key thing is it has a red knob for the regulator that connects to the propane tank, and that's the distinction. The other lower pressure ones, which I want to say are like 150,000 BTU, they have a black knob, and that's how you can tell the difference between them. Now they're both going to work fine. They're both going to put out a good flame. It's just this one puts it out at a higher pressure, and it's hotter. So you can get the drum heated up pretty quickly, and the non-high pressure or the regular regulator, the black one, is still going to get hot, and it's going to get hot quick too. It's just not going to have that intense flame where it comes out like there's a fan on it or something, you know, like it's blowing. It comes out more in a steady stream, no real air pressure behind it. So you could, it doesn't matter which tank you use. Now people have asked me about doing it on a gas grill, and you know, if your gas grill, you know, can get up to 1,000 degrees or something like that, I guess it would be okay. But the whole thing is you need it under a direct flame to where the drum can get really hot. If you were using a basket type roaster where it was, you know, the screen type or basket type, you might be able to get away with it, but you do need a flame coming up under the basket to heat the beans up, you know, pretty warm and consistent. I don't think a gas grill would do it. I don't think it would have enough pressure on it. Sorry, it's so cold, my nose is running. So I feel like once I do the shake method on dechafing, I have to do the stir method too, because it seems like in the center here, a lot of chafe builds up. And then shake it to get it off the sides. And then one last method is just kind of pouring it over into each other, because the chafe is so light that basically once it starts coming down, the air flow blows it out. It's pretty good. Let's see if I can get you guys a view here. So definitely a dark roast. I let it get away from me a little bit because I talk too much a lot. So the temperature kind of got away from me. I should have turned the burner off before I came around to the other side here. I mean, I got camera set up. I got some cords going across and trying to be careful not to trip. So there's a good look at what the roast looks like. Let's see if I don't know if this lighting here is any better. Doesn't look like it. What about right here? The overhead cam. That takes out the kind of see it in the small thermometer cam, the little sections right there, but that's basically how my roast turned out. And like you see, you know, I don't know how long I've been on here. I've been on about 20 minutes, you know, and that's all it really takes. It took me about 25 minutes to go start to finish. Actually less than that, because, you know, I had to get it started and all that stuff. But 25 minutes, start to finish, 2 pounds, a nice dark roast. If I turn it towards the light, get a little better view. For me, that's perfect. It's got like a chocolatey brown color to it. It's not like totally dark, like I do when I do an espresso roast. Let's down. It's not going to be really oily like my espresso roast that I did is. Trying to blow all this chaff out of here. I was trying to show these to you. Let's see if I do this in the overhead cam. It's going to help so you can see those. So that's my espresso roast right there, and you can see how shiny and oily it is. It's about 5 degrees. Oh man, I just dropped a whole bunch. And that's only another 5 degrees warmer. I pulled these ones off at 465. I had pulled this roast off today at 460. That is the difference between, you know, a dark roast and an espresso roast. 5 degrees, and I'm hoping you could see the difference in the color from my views there. Usually when I'm outside, it gets a little easier to see. Look at inside here. I mean, I have lights up and stuff, but I'm not sure how well you can see that. Anyways, I wanted to update you on my thermometer issue I've been having. I did get new probes. I was able to get some replacement probes on Amazon. I never even thought about checking it, get a replacement. I got 5 of them for like $10. And they're like really long. It's like 3 feet. And then I got this new thermometer right here, the gray one. I got that from Sweet Maria's. You know, you can get everything you need at Sweet Maria's. You can get a beginner roasting package with a popcorn popper type roaster. It's just a pan, a pot that sits on top of your burner, and it has a hand crank on it. You can crank it. It's the old-fashioned, you know, popcorn popper, and it's the same process as making popcorn. It's just this is going to take a little bit longer, and you have to crank it for 15 minutes. I did that for, I don't know, I went through about 3 different roasters of the popcorn poppers when I first started, and I must have used those things for, maybe a year and a half, 2 years before I got an actual roaster. And once I got the actual roaster, it made it so much easier. So I mean, if you wanted to try it out for a nice, cheap, inexpensive way to get into coffee roasting at home, you can get the popcorn popper. You could try it for a time or two, but I really recommend you know, spend the $130 to get one of these drum type roasters. And like I said, I haven't found this exact one on Amazon anymore. The one they have now is a little bit bigger, looks a little bit different, but it's the same concept. It's turning and all that. It might actually give you a little bit more consistency as well, because there's more area for the beans to spread out, and because of that, I would assume that they would roast a little bit more evenly in the drum. So, I mean, price-wise, this one here cost me $135 when I got it last year. You can look into that. You're gonna need the K-type thermometer with the cord in it. Just be careful on Amazon when you purchase these. They have some that are in Celsius only, and I know because I got one. It was Celsius only. And then of course you're gonna wanna make sure that it is a fiber-coated thermocouple. And I don't know if you can see that. There. Let's see here. Okay, it's it said what kind of material it was when I bought it. I don't know. It's not plastic. It's also, I want to make sure you understand, it's not plastic. The one that I got at Sweet Maria's, it's actually like a metal type braiding on it, like a metal type coating or winding, I don't know what you call it, but it's definitely a little bit more durable. The only thing I don't like about it is it's got the probe type end on it, and that just it doesn't point down into the beans as much. It goes just straight across. So with the other probe or wire, it gets down into the beans and it actually sits inside the bean as it rolls. The weight of the beans kind of holds it into the actual beans itself, because that's what you're wanting to measure, is the actual temperature of the beans. Okay. So like I said, I did a Kenya and a Ethiopia roast today. Let me read to you what the flavor profile is. I kind of just like to mention that. I did. Sometimes I mix the two together based on their flavor profile. Each one of these bags, it gives you a reading on it of the flavor profile. So the Kenya, it just says complex flavors. It's got bright acidity, citrus, baking spices, like a long steeped black tea. That's the kind of flavor it talks about, at like a medium to medium dark. This Ethiopia one says it has a floral tea-like flavor, high-toned accents, hints of fruit and syrupy sweetness. I mean, that's what they say. I mean, I don't know. Coffee is coffee to me. I do like roasting my own coffee though, because I do get to experience the different flavors from the different temperatures that I roast at. And because I buy the sampler pack, I'm always getting different beans from different areas: Ethiopia, Guatemala, Colombia, so on and so forth. They, wherever they come from, Costa Rica. Oh my God, they come from all over. But because I get sampler pack, I'm always getting different varieties. If you find that you start with a sampler pack and you do a pound at a time, and you find a bean that you like and that has a great flavor, you can just consistently buy that. It's not much more to buy like just 8 pounds of one specific type of bean. I just do the sampler pack because it's the least expensive, and I like experimenting with all the different flavors and stuff. I like making these 2-pound batches of 2 different types of coffee from 2 different areas. I enjoy doing that stuff. I like doing them dark. I like doing them light sometimes. I like making espresso. I buy some beans from Amazon and just make espresso with it, because I really need more than 8 pounds of green coffee to roast every 2 months. We go through just a little bit more than that. And on top of that, when you roast a pound of green coffee, it does not come out as a pound of coffee after it's roasted. It loses a lot of its weight. So it's not an actual pound of roasted coffee. So you need to keep that in mind as well. So anyways, that's my process for roasting coffee. I hope I just give you a little bit of information, and I maybe spark your interest in doing it. Because the next step of roasting coffee is starting to make your own coffee drinks at home. With the price and the time that it takes to go get a coffee drink at whatever coffee store you go to. I mean, out here, I'm in the Seattle area, and their coffee places are a dime a dozen. There's all different types of coffee places, because there's a lot of people that just don't drink Starbucks. I mean, granted, there's a lot of Starbucks out here, but there's a lot of people that don't drink Starbucks. They specifically go to like Bigfoot Java, or I don't even know all the places. I just know there's a Bigfoot right around the corner from me. And the line, I couldn't wait in line the amount of time that these people wait in the morning. When I drive by it in the morning on my way to work, the line is at least 5 cars on each side. And I couldn't do that. 5 cars at 5 minutes a car, that's 25 minutes. I mean, that's basically what it takes for them to make a drink. I think Starbucks or a coffee shop's goal is to get a drink out within 5 minutes. You got time, you got to grind it, you got to, you got to brew it, you got to froth the milk, you got to do all that stuff, and you have to wait for that for each car. So learning how to make your own espresso drink is very simple to do. A home espresso machine, they're not that expensive. Learning how to froth the milk is just a process that it's going to take a couple of tries. You do a couple of practice runs before you start making your own coffee. And once you're down with that process, and then you get your flavors that you like, I mean, it's just a matter of like mixing a drink at home, alcoholic beverage. You have a shot glass, you use a shot glass, you measure them out, or you don't use a shot glass, you just pour them in and you just make it and go. So anyways, my whole point here is doing all this stuff at home is a lot of fun. It's a great hobby. It's going to save you time. It's going to save you a little money too if you start making your own drinks. I mean, I haven't been to a coffee shop in I don't know how long. I used to own a coffee shop years ago. What was that, 15 years ago, I had a coffee shop. And that's where I learned a lot of the processes and understanding things about like doing espresso shots, making cold brews and things like that. And that's something we're going to get into as the temperatures start getting warmer. We just had snow out here, so it's not there yet, but we're going to make a cold brew. I'm going to show you how to do that. It's a simple process, and there's easy ways to do it where you can just do, a cup at a time type of a thing. It takes a day or two, but you can brew your own cold brew at home for the summer if you like that kind of drink. And cold brews are less acidic. They're not as rough on your stomach. That's a big problem that I have with doing shots. Shots are more acidic, and they tear my stomach up sometimes. So doing cold brew, it's going to help your stomach out. Anyways, I'll be back in 2 weeks. I'll do another roast. I'll talk a little bit more about some more stuff, some different things. And like I say, just, the consistency of watching the ease and the process and things like that. I just want to kind of help you build your confidence into being able to do this yourself at home. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.